Today I'm out at the local range to show you guys and gals at home the Mantis X10 Elite Shooting Performance System. Oh, now there it is right there. I have it mounted on the Justin's Final Mission AR-15 pistol. Let's take it over to the bench so you guys can get a little closer look at it. First of all, I want to thank Mantis for sending me the X10 Elite training system. I did a video on the first gen Mantis system and I really liked it. I gave it away in the Mantis video. So I just want to show you kind of what's in the box first, how it's packaged, and then we'll move on to the app and trying to run it. They're serious about their products, so if you ever need to get a hold of them, they're very easy to deal with. It's packaged really nice. I already have the Mantis out of the box because I wanted to charge it and kind of get used to it a little bit. It comes in a really nice carrying case. Your Mantis would go in this slot. You have mounts like barrel mounts or scope mounts or however you want to use them for mounting to any specific gun that doesn't have a Picatinny rail. Otherwise the Mantis will mount right on any standard Picatinny rail. I'm not gonna lie, I had a heck of a time getting this Mantis onto this rail or the rail of my pistol. I tried that and it's really tough, but I understand why it has to be tough, because you want it solid on there. You know, you want it, if you're tracking your performance, you don't want it wobbling around. So this one's a quick detach. So you just flip the lever up, slide it off. Right there on the back is where you charge it. So inside here, you have these rubber pads to kind of take up the slack, you know, inside of here to mount to a shotgun barrel or a scope. You have a charging cable. And then you have an Allen key and some screws to attach it with this or whatever you need. You have a really cool Mantis sticker, which will be going on my gun safe. So that's what I like about the Mantis products. They're always about their customers. They always package it really well. I know the first one that I got from them came in a Pelican case. It came in a Pelican case. So that was really neat. I gave it away to Mule Team 66 just for some dry fire exercises in his living room. And this can be used for dry fire, CO2, or live fire. And today we're actually going to do some live fire with the AR pistol. I tried some dry fire last night and it works really good. All right, now let's move on to the app. Now you can get this app for Apple or Android at the Play Store. For Android, this is an Android. So open the app, you have Connect, and then you have History, Groups, and Settings. So what I do is first go to Settings, and I set the app for whatever you want, which is, the app is awesome. They update it every 2 to 4 weeks. You can put it on a pistol or on a rifle. It's gonna be a rifle, and then you can go in here and pick the rifle and the caliber, 308, 5.56. I just made a specific category for the Palmetto AR 5.56 by 45 millimeter, where it's mounted and how, you know, left hand, right hand. I'm gonna be shooting left hand. It's on dry fire. You can set it for CO2, dry fire, or live fire. I'm gonna set it to live fire. It wants to know which direction it's mounted. So forward, backward, and you can tell which way it's mounted by looking at your Mantis system and just looking at the pictures, see which way it's mounted. Bottom, top, left, or right. I actually set up I think you have to set up a count in case you want to challenge other Mantis X users, which is another really cool feature of the Mantis X, is you can actually challenge other people that have the Mantis X through the app on different accuracy, you know, challenges and how well they shoot versus how well you shoot. You can turn audio feedback on or off, advanced settings, and sync. So what you do is when you go to train, it's going to ask you to connect, and I'll show you how to connect. There's all sorts of different training options here. Just for this video, we're gonna do open training, but there's also like shot timers, benchmark, timed benchmark, slow fire shooting, slow fire kneeling at 200 yards, slow fire standing, rapid fire, slow fire sitting, rapid fire prone, slow fire prone, reload drills, and all sorts of other things that you can do. There's a hostage taker, so you can actually use this as a shot timer, as a beeper. So that's really, really interesting. So we're gonna go open training, and then live fire, dry CO2. We're gonna go live, left hand, and it's mounted in the forward position. And all you gotta do is hit start, and then it's going to give you how you pull the trigger, how you break the trigger, and the barrel movement prior and after the shot breaks. And then once we fire a few rounds, I'll give you my score, and it'll give you a score here from 0 to 100, 100 being almost impossible to get because you have to be very steady when you're using this system. And then once you know, red bars start coming up around this, you can click on them and it'll tell you how you can improve your shooting. So let's take some shots at 50 yards with the AR pistol and check on my score. Got the Mantis synced, 20 rounds in the magazine. I'm not gonna show you every score I get. I'm just gonna do an average and then show you what improvements the Mantis says I can make after those 20 rounds. So 50 yards, we got a target. Sweet, that was really sweet. I was actually watching it out of the corner of my eye, and for me it's kind of an unfair, I'm kind of using an unfair advantage by using this rest, since the Mantis is directly on the handguard, and the handguard's sitting on a stable platform. But still, it'll tell you, you know, if you're pulling left or right. You could use this system standing, kneeling, laying, offhand, whatever you want to do. And that's what's cool about it, is there's so many different options in this app, and they update it every 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, they update and update, and they're constantly making changes to make their product better. So that was 20 rounds. It actually counts your rounds, sorry. It counts your rounds. You can see, maybe you can't see, but down here it says 20 shots, and in those 20 shots, my average was 98.8, and that's pretty good. But I'm really used to squeezing that trigger off, you know. I'm very, very used to it. But then next to that, there's these little red bars here. I know it's hard to see because there's reflection, but there's these little red bars, and if you click on those red bars, it tells you which way you were pulling and what you could do to correct that. So I'm going to try to show you the app a little bit closer up, and then you can see just what I'm talking about. Here's the final score, 98.8. Like I said, these little rings over here, the red spots along the ring, if you click on them, it tells you exactly what your problem is. So I'm jerking the trigger, and then it gives you a whole solution how to fix that jerking the trigger motion and it gives you an explanation of what jerking the trigger is, movement of the firing elbow. I'm not going to read any of this, but it's really nice that they'll tell you and kind of even depict what the issue was. So now we can go to history, and I haven't fired 50 rounds yet. See, this chart requires 50 or more shots. Keep training. Let's see, yesterday, dry fire in my living room freehand, I was doing a 94.1. And when you go to groups, it gives you my group, which is pre-dawn death. It tells me what my average is, which is 83.4 at this very moment. And then you can add people. So like I said, you could train with other people. It tells you how many followers you have, and you could follow other groups, which is really neat. But there is all sorts of different charts and mapping that takes place in this app. So here's what I was actually looking for. So there's the ring. It tells you how many shots you took, and then it tells you, the yellow line is your trigger press movement, and then the blue line is the hold movement. So it logs and tracks all of your trigger pull movement. Now you can't see in here, but there's actually a yellow and a blue and then a red in there. I can't remember exactly what it is. I don't want to misspeak too much, but the yellow is movement, barrel movement prior to the trigger press. The white is, yellow is movement of trigger prior to the trigger press. Blue is movement of the barrel after the trigger press or during the trigger press, and then the red line is the recoil impulse. It shows you how the barrel or the Mantis system moved as you pulled the trigger. And then it actually, the last one gives you a real-time thing, a dot showing you how much you're moving, so you can set this next to you and watch it as you're squeezing it off. Hey pre-dawn, I see you there in the reflection. Sweet, sweet. So anyway, if you want to check out the Mantis training system, go over to their website and pick one up. They are quite pricey, but if you want to train and really want to get better at your trigger control, the Mantis system is where it's at. Now I'm going to give you my perspective. My perspective is I do a lot of just range shooting. And by range shooting, I don't mean training with a system. I mean training with myself, live fire exercises, and that's how I get most of my training in. So is the Mantis system really for me? It can be, in the winter time. Look, actually, oh, look at that. When I can't get out here and train, it'd be nice to have this to train in my living room. So I really like the system, and they do a heck of a good job with the system and the app. I want to give a big shout out to Mantis for sending me the Mantis X10 training system for testing. Like I said, I really like it. The app is really easy to use. It's very intuitive for newer shooters that want to see how they're doing and how they can improve their shooting. Also, clothing sponsor for today,
East Texas Outlaws.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, Cuz, for supplying the clothing for this video. Another sponsor, Gun Mag Warehouse. They have the largest selection of gun mags ready to ship to you right now. So go over and check out Gun Mag Warehouse. It is definitely where it's at. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.